back deep for Wisconsin. Purdue won the toss, and as usual, they defer. It is Nick Davis in the end zone, and he will bring it out. Fair catch from the 10-yard line. Scoreless with 5.5 to play in the first. Exactly, Todd, what Wisconsin had wanted. Keep Drew Brees off the football field. So far, Wisconsin has had 12 plays. They've taken 7.5 minutes off the clock. The last drive alone went for 5.5 minutes. So here is Brees for the second time. They went 3 and out. They had great field position starting at the Wisconsin 41 on the last drive. Here they start at the 10, and it slipped out of Brees' hands, and he's able to miraculously recover at the 10-yard line. Wendell Bryant wrapped him up. First quarter has always been their problem here in 2000. Here's Brees firing across the middle. Hits John Standiford. As Todd mentioned, getting his first start. It'll bring up a third down situation. Purdue, the best in the country, nearly 60%. Here on third down, Brees rolling to his right and throwing across his body. It is complete and good for the first down. Chris Randolph, the reception, and I believe that's his first catch of the season for Randolph. And we go to Dave Ryan. Dave?
All right, Steve, you said the man's in the house. Here he is, the record holder, the Heisman Trophy winner, Ron Dayne. What's it like to return? Have the big ovation a moment ago when you were introduced before this big crowd?
Oh, that's great. I'm just happy to be home, be back out here and just, come to see old teammates and coaches too.
What's been the most difficult adjustment to the pro game from Big Ten football for you, Ron?
Probably say the speed of the game, just everybody fast. So, you got to adjust to that.
Well, you had your first 100-yard game, I know, against the Cowboys last week. That's good news. How about your legacy and what you left behind for a guy like Michael Bennett, who's learning so much about football now?
Man, Mike's a great running back. All he has to do is get a little bit more experience, and he'll be ready to go. He's out there running, great running back.
Great to see you. Good luck with the Giants.
Thanks.
All right, guys.
Dave, thank you. Montrell Lowe on that last carry. Dane, who's really a quiet kind of guy, told the coaching staff after we visited him with him, he's got the perfect situation in New York. Everybody talks about him and Tiki Barber. He said, yeah, Tiki loves to talk, and I don't. The media, they all leave him alone in New York. It's a perfect situation.
And being a New Yorker like yourself, that was very nice of you to recommend your jeweler to him. I appreciate it. Very good of you.
And I got a feeling that's real, Todd. There's nothing phony about that gold around his neck. That pass is complete. Tim Stratton taking on a linebacker there. Brees from the shotgun. Wisconsin checked out of a blitz there. They just rushed 4. Here's Brees still under pressure. Stumbles and fires, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Stratton across the middle and missed him. Scott Kurz is standing at his 22-yard line for his second punt of the afternoon. Nick Davis is back at the 20 for Wisconsin. Kurz handles the snap and gets away. Nice spiraling punt. Davis will let it bounce, and it bounces out of bounds, and we'll see where they'll spot it. Tremendous fan support here in Wisconsin, even when it appears to be a down year. They hand it off to Michael Bennett, some short yardage. The football popped loose there for a second. In case you're just joining us, Brooks Bollinger out of the game today. Suffered a concussion in the first half a week ago in the win at Michigan State. Jim Sorgi is the quarterback, and he is firing again. And Bennett could not hang on, and Sorgi took a big hit in the backfield, and the flag came late. There's Bollinger, who knows all about being hit, and there's a personal foul. First and 10 now from the 46 for Wisconsin, and they hand it off to Bennett. Not much there. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Bennett did not get back to the line of scrimmage. Second down and 11 from the 45, and Sorgi will put it up. All sorts of time. Great pass protection for Sorgi. Now tuck it, and he is upended from behind. They said, when the Wisconsin coaches were looking at the Purdue defense, they said Adele and Mitrione are really special players, but the other guys don't stand out on tape except as a unit. It was very clear to say the defensive unit exceptional, very well coached for Purdue. Lee Evans on the receiving end of the Sorgi pass, and there's Ralph Turner making the stop. We saw Barry Alvarez before, and what we talked about this week was the character this team showed last week, down 10-0 at Michigan State. Rallying to win and maybe salvaging their season in the Big Ten. Sorgi firing again, right on the money to Nick Davis. Chris Clopton, the stop in the final 5 seconds, likely the final play of quarter number 1 in a fast-moving first quarter. Wisconsin now, this is a 2nd and 2 from the 33. as we start quarter number 2 from Camp Randall. Hands it off, Bennett picking his holes much better than he did 1 week ago. Georgia just thrown into the fire. Healing free to the starter, and he has just completed a touchdown pass to Chris Chambers. 28 yards for the score, and Wisconsin takes the lead. And Brzezinski is through. Barry Alvarez told us yesterday his team had his best training camp he ever had, but he never had a chance to coach him. He said it was total mayhem. 1 o'clock on the afternoon of their first game, 2 hours prior to leaving the hotel for the stadium. The NCAA turned down their request for an appeal, and he had to suspend 26 different players. 26 different players on Wisconsin received either a 1-game or 3-game suspension. They had to be served over the first 4 games. Discount shoes behind it all. And Vinny Sutherland looks to return the kick to the 20s out to the 23-yard line. They actually went 3-1 over those first 4 games. The lone loss was the double overtime loss that Alvarez said we just gave away to Northwestern. They lost 3 defensive starters, 4 offensive starters among the 26 players. And one local writer called it Wisconsin's opponents having a permanent power play in the first 4 games of the season. Pretty good line. Cedric Brown on the reception out to the 25. The bowl season is not out of the realm of possibility. However, they will not be able to defend their Rose Bowl championship. Vinny Sutherland, his 8th carry of the season, the wide receiver on the end around. Here's Breeze, the Heisman hopeful out of the shotgun, pumping and firing and completing for a first down. It's Vinny Sutherland, his go-to guy, and I say that 16 of Sutherland's 40 catches this season coming in have been good for 3rd down conversion. First down, fresh set of downs. Purdue on the move now from the 34. Breeze on the keeper out to the 40-yard line and halfway to another first down. Here's Breeze under some pressure, fires to Stanford. Did he get his inbound? At least one, he did. It's a completed pass, but it'll bring down a 3rd and short. 3rd and 1, Dave. Here's Breeze, got a man wide open. First down and more. It's Cedric Brown out of the backfield. And he is taken out of the 37.
He was a New York minute late there, partner.
What's going on in New York tonight? Any major sporting event or anything? Here's Breeze firing up high for Stanford on the catch. Took it off his face mask almost. Breeze firing. Ball is batted up in the air and nearly intercepted. Wendell Bryant at 6'4", used his whole frame and reach to knock that one down at the line of scrimmage. On a 3rd and 1, option, Breeze will keep it and extends his arm out for the first down. Roger Knight got a piece.
And because, I'm not saying it's because he is Drew Brees, but the extension does give him the first down. If he just falls down, knees and leans forward, I don't think they have it. In this case, he did.
Just jealous that they don't have him for it. And maybe a mixed communication there. Stanford turned right while the ball was going to his left, and they'll have a conversation, quarterback and receiver. On their first 2 drives, they had just 9 plays. Look at that. Breeze wasn't ready when the ball was snapped, and Breeze again. The ball just bounces back to Drew Brees for the 2nd time today. 3rd down and 16 after the botched snap. Breeze out of the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 3 on the right. Breeze firing across the middle. Got it. Touchdown. It's A.T. Simpson. His 2nd touchdown of the season, and we're an extra point away from tying it up on a big 3rd down throw and catch. 30 yards to A.T. Simpson.
One of the hardest throws for a quarterback is to put that right in the seam. Take a look at this to the right. A.T. Simpson runs the seam route right between the red shirts. He's got to time it perfectly to get it over the safety and put it right in the arms of Simpson. That is a terrific throw by a terrific player.
And that was on a 3rd and 15. Again, the best 3rd down team in the nation, Purdue. They get the touchdown strike, and Travis Dorr should be extra points. Enjoying a 7-7 tie here, under 10 to play in the first half. And that kickoff is out of the end zone, and Wisconsin will start 1st and 10 from their own 20. Drew Brees and Purdue, as we told you earlier, they control their own destiny. It's in Brees' hands, very capable hands. Chris Chambers has the ball in his hands, his 4th reception already. First down and 10 for Sorgi, who's been real impressive here to start. And again, it's Chambers. Did he stay in bounds? He's out at the 40. I thought he might have stepped out earlier. Stuart Schweigert eventually bumped him out. I thought he almost stepped out around the 50. Then he slipped down earlier. We wondered about his shoes. Now he's made some catches. He stayed on his feet nicely since then. I guess he changed them up. Michael Bennett carrying some people on his back and having a fine start to this football game. Hands it off to Bennett. Now a whole bag. He's got it. Nobody's going to catch him. Michael Bennett, touchdown. 43 yards. Simply explosive. And he's put Wisconsin on top. And here's Vitaly Pisetsky to boot it through. We'll see if that's a similar situation here. Kickoff by Pisetsky is a bad one. It goes out of bounds.
And I know that Barry Alvarez isn't very happy about that. They take great pride in their special teams and doing the right things, but this is gift field position.
Was kicked out of bounds. It'll be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
As Montrell Lowe is on the carry there for Drew Brees out of the shotgun where he spent most of the afternoon. And there's a heavy hit by Knight. Put a good lick there on Tim Stratton, the tight end. 3rd down and 3. Last 3rd down they had went for a touchdown. Here's Brees. He'll tuck it. And Brees will get out of bounds across midfield. Here's Brees to throw. Out into the flat in the screen. And I think there were footsteps there. Here's Brees able to keep his balance. Tipped and nearly intercepted.
Ineligible receiver downfield on the offense. Penalties decline. 3rd down.
Here's Brees on 3rd and 10. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Brees looks right, looks him off, and then flags fly.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense. 5-yard penalty remains. 3rd down.
Now we will get the 3rd and 15.
Here's 3rd down and 15. The much anticipated play. Here's Brees with time able to step up. And it looked like it went off the hands of Standiford that time. Standiford had a 3-touchdown catch game a week ago, and he's come up a little short here today so far. Here's Furs getting it away. And it's allowed to bounce into the end zone and out. 14-7 Wisconsin. They look for more. 6.5 to play in the first half, and they look to Michael Bennett.
Steve, the Purdue defense needs to rise the occasion here and hope for a 3 and out.
The Purdue defense that held Damian Anderson to just 55 yards. Here's Sorgi calling his own number, and he should have enough for the first down. Single setback is Bennett. Send Nick Davis in motion. Sorgi's looking for all the man. Bowman's got him there. Nick Davis, and he couldn't come up with it. Out of the eye now on 2nd down and 10. And they put on the ground of Bennett, and he's out for the 36-yard line. Schweigert, another stop for him, and we go down to the field and Dave Ryan.
All right, Steve, thanks. Another famous Wisconsin alum is here. Darrell Bevell, who was the quarterback of the first ever Rose Bowl championship team. 7 years later, Darrell, what is the significance in your mind and your heart about winning that first ever Rose Bowl in Wisconsin history?
Well, you know, we kind of got this whole thing started, and, you know, Coach Alvarez was trying to put Wisconsin on a map, and I think that really got us started, you know, and here we are, you know, with back-to-back Rose Bowls in the last 2 years after that.
Jim Sorgi, first ever career start today. You remember yours in '92. What is that like for him today?
Oh, it's a daunting task, but he's having a lot of fun out there, and, you know, he's very composed, and as long as you're being protected, it's easy to be composed out there. He's doing a great job.
The snap, good one. Stepke gets it away. Sutherland waiting for the fair catch. Nearly ran into a halo situation there again after the 41-yard punt. 1st and 10 from the 23. Brees looking right and throwing. Batted up in the air again. All that tape might be explaining. He's playing most of the season with a broken finger. That time, it's complete to A.T. Simpson, who has the lone touchdown catch. Drew Brees hooking up with him. Michael Broussard on the tackle. They're 3 of 5 so far in third down conversion attempts today. Made it 4 of 6 to Vinny Sutherland. Guess who?
See, the name that we hear frequently they compare him to is the great Atlanta kick returner wide receiver Tim Dwight, who also came out of the Big Ten from Iowa.
But I meant at the college game, at the college level, and people really can't seem to come up a name, although we heard from the Wisconsin coaches, maybe Nick Davis, who was unable to make that big catch in the last possession. That reception by Keith Dawson, the completion from Breeze. Montrell Lowe, the ball carrier there. 2 receivers out to the left. Breeze looks that way immediately. No need to look anybody off there. Sutherland makes the catch in a heavy collision, and yet Sutherland is the first player to pop up. He is 5th all-time on the Purdue list in terms of all-purpose yards. And for the 4th time today, Breeze can't get his pass across the line of scrimmage. Kalaji, he is the fastest interior lineman in the Alvarez era here at Wisconsin. Here's Breeze. And that pass looked like it was short hop. No, incomplete. Seth Morales was the intended receiver. But he has 5 interception returns for touchdowns in his career. That's number 1 all-time in the Big Ten. 18 career interceptions. And that's amazing in only 26 games of his career. Here's Breeze putting it up. Ball is tipped and hits the turf. Sutherland, the intended receiver, Roger Knight, deflected that one away. And all of a sudden, it's not going Drew Brees' way.
And Wisconsin did the right thing there on 3rd and 10. They opt to double-team their main go-to guy.
Big surprise. Here's Scott Kurz punting it away. Had a dandy the last time. And it'll bounce. And it takes a Purdue bounce, and it'll be dropped at the 5-yard line.
Now, Steve, it would seem to me with 1:08 left and up by 7 that Wisconsin's going to be content to run the thing out. Purdue has all 3 of their timeouts. They should use them here on these running plays.
Bennett trying to cut the corner. The explosive speed. He's got a first down out to the 20. Shorty will put it on the ground again for Bennett. He's got some more running room. Bennett's out to the 40-yard line. And maybe it's time for a Wisconsin timeout here. Dana is much better in the short yardage. That's where Bennett is struggling, but he gives you the home run opportunity. And now they're going for points, and why not? It's Chris Chambers across the middle, inside the 40. Here's Sorgi off the Purdue blitz, looking for the corner. Plenty of contact there. Chris Clopton on Chris Chambers. And with no flag, that has to be considered great coverage by Clopton. Vitaly Pisetsky, in case you're thinking about it, from here it would be a 55-yard field goal. His career long is 54 against Purdue last year.
Steve, all they'd have to do is throw a hook out in the middle of the field and call timeout instead.
Sorgi fumbled the football. He was being sacked, but they're able to recover. Brian Lamont, the right tackle, recovers. And a 3rd Heisman hopeful quarterback in action. Not right now. Sorgi, Hail Mary towards the end zone, and it is batted away. And Sorgi took a big hit as the clock expires. Chris Chambers was in the neighborhood.
Look at the numbers. On 11 less passes, he was created the same amount of yards as Breeze. And, of course, he has that one big throw to Chambers for the touchdown. He has been outstanding, has shown no fear in terms of the problem of being started here in Wisconsin.
And he probably had a whole half hour to think about getting the start today when he finally found out he would get the call. Let's go down to the field and hear from Dave Ryan. Dave?
All right, Steve, thanks a lot. Purdue coach Joe Tiller was ready for either Wisconsin quarterback today. Now, guys, remember that Sorgi's first career start is today. They only had 1/2 of football to watch on game tape. It's hard to judge arm strength and character, also his demeanor in the huddle, based on just 1/2 of football. He's done very well so far.
Dave, thank you. They said he was a totally different player in practice this week. Had a lot more confidence finally because he done something in a real game, like throw the game-winning pass 1 week ago. Drew Brees 30 yards away from breaking another Big Ten record. They'll keep it on the ground. Brees making their moves. No hook slide there. The injured player is Nick Greisen. They can ill afford to lose him. He is Wisconsin's top tackler. Dave Ryan tells us, as I correctly predicted, he's just fine, Greisen. They just had the wind knocked out of him. Brees throws a great block there at the moment. 30, one man to beat. He's bumped out of the 20. Jamar Fletcher Georgia got just enough, or it would have been 6. The quarterback throws the block to Spring low for 40 yards.
The idea is to go the other direction, but instead he cuts back against the grain. Watch number 15, right with his man. Those are the kind of plays, Steve, to me, bespeak a Heisman Trophy winner.
Already very popular with his teammates, Drew Brees is. That'll make him even more popular, going out and throwing a block like that to Spring low. Here's Brees firing, and that pass is incomplete. Could not hook up with Sutherland. Sutherland talked to us earlier in this week about just how competitive the Heisman hopeful Brees is.
He's one of those kids that you can't lose to him. You can't. He's gonna beat you in darts, golf. It doesn't matter. If you're against him, he's gonna bust his rear to beat you. He doesn't like losing.
Sutherland, his favorite target. Here's Brees, powers on another try. The quarterback off the middle. Now he slips down, and maybe it's a good thing. Mike Eccles didn't get a real good lick on him there. Looking for the tying touchdown. Here's Brees, throwing across the middle. And catch it is by Seth Morales. It's a first down. On first down and goal now from the 6. They used to put it up all sorts of times. Time for a cup of coffee if he wanted it. Now it's plenty of green in front of him. Touchdown! Drew Brees takes it in from 6 yards away.
Great job for the offensive line of Purdue on that particular series.
Travis Thorsch, now 31 of 32 on extra points for the season. Dave will have more on that conversation as soon as we can get down to the field. See him. Nick Davis from the 2-yard line for Wisconsin. First and 10 from the 21-yard line. First series on offense for Wisconsin here in the second half under the direction of quarterback Jim Sorgi. Had a tremendous first half. And something that's plagued Drew Brees today. The ball batted down at the line of scrimmage. That time it was 6'3" Matt Mitrione on the play. 2 receivers out to the right. The I formation behind him. Sitting Michael Bennett. Looked like somebody got a fast start there on the defensive line for Purdue.
Prior to the snap, encroachment on the defense.
And Brees is 162 yards shy of that. So he could get that here in the second half. And when he does, among those 17, he'll be number 1 rushing. Anthony Doug Flutie already today. Speaking of rushing, Michael Bennett will try it off the left side for a few. Here's a 3rd and short. A chance to keep Brees off the field. And it's Sorgi going to keep it. And he's very close. How about this call? From the 30, from their own 31 on a 4th and 1. And Sorgi again keeps it, and the surge. Oh, he moves it behind the center, Al Johnson there.
Nobody sees that, so evidently still Wisconsin ball.
Flags fly there.
Prior to the snap, encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Here's Bennett with the speed. He only needs to usually break 1 or 2 tackles to be gone. He's right in midfield on the big W for Wisconsin.
Yeah, guys, the Wisconsin coaches were afraid of losing Michael Bennett, not to injury, but to the Olympic team. He qualified for the U.S. Olympic trials this year in California, but decided in June not to go. To concentrate more on his football. That's a good move, I guess, for him, and Wisconsin fans are more than happy he stayed.
On 1st and 10, Sorgi handing it off. Nothing doing for Bennett there. Aiken Adele makes the play. Royal dies. Flags fly again.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
That's the first Wisconsin flag today since their first drive. How impressive is that? He's been impressive both threes and out. And here's Bennett. And again, it's a good thing Schweiger got to him, or he could have been gone. He has the potential to break every single run. A couple of these saved touchdowns. Here's Chad Coons on the receiving end, the fullback. Vitaly Pisetsky is on to attempt from 35 yards away. Try to give Wisconsin the lead in the football game. Snap is good, hold is just fine, and Pisetsky has put it through. Sonny, and a 3-point football game with the home team winning on homecoming. Vinny Sutherland will have a chance to return that, goes out of the end zone. Here's a from the ESPN. Pitch out to the left side to Montreal Low. And a heavy-duty hit at the 21-yard line by Wendell Bryant. Here's Drew Brees, pumping and going for it. Brees has got a man. Seth Morales gone. Touchdown. 78 yards. Brees to Morales.
Brees touchdown pass complete to number 84.
Morales. We talked about in the other drive on the throw to Morales when he looked so many people up. Seth Morales was not the first option. He had to be the third or fourth. And right on the money, too. Great concentration. Wow. Able to come up with it. Wow, man, that was exciting.
Travis Dorsch boots through the extra point. Brees came in as the #1 player in total offense in the country. And we'll add to that today. Nick Davis from the end zone. Gets out to the 15. And bounced out of bounds and roughly out of the 23. And that's where they'll take over. And we'll see how Jim Sorgi in Wisconsin answered. They answer with a 1-yard gain for Michael Bennett. Here's Sorgi now. And they pull with the blitz, and he didn't have any time to even look up that time as he is dropped. Kevin Stempke will punt it away. First 3 punts, he's averaging 41 yards net, no return yards for the first 3 punts.
And for the first time today, Steve, Purdue has 2 men back deep.
Stempke will get this one away with very little pressure. And it's fielded at the 30 by Donald Winston. And Winston will cut it up for maybe 7 yards on the return after the 44-yard punt. Montreal Low, the ball carrier there. Joey Bozay made the stop. Time of possession is so important for Wisconsin, trying to keep Brees off the field, and the Badgers have the edge by about 2.5 minutes. That ball is dropped. 3rd down and 10 for Purdue. Brees from the shotgun where he spent most of the afternoon crossing pattern. Who else but Vinny Sutherland for the first down. We spoke tackles yesterday and asked him about this game. He said DBs love going up against star quarterbacks because they showcase their talents. Montreal Low got away from the first man. We're all looking for 6'4" quarterbacks, right? But some of the smaller type running backs. Slippery stuff. Quick throw, and Sutherland, there were flags on the play. It looked like Sutherland lost his concentration.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense.
34 years since they've been to the Rose Bowl. A quarterback the name of Bob Greasy was at the helm, right?
I gotta figure they fill up the stadium in West Lafayette next week for that one. People shy of recent sellouts. Here's Brees going deep along the sideline.
Brees pass
on A.T. Simpson. So here on 3rd and 13, the best 3rd down converting team in the country, Purdue. And they blitz, coming with 6. Brees gets rid of it, and there's contact. Looking for Seth Morales.
Pass interference on the defense. 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
You documented Eccles' great game a week ago. He's called for the interference on that last play. On 1st and 10, Montreal Low, and he's stuffed after a 1 or 2 yard gain. And it should be pointed out, because of suspensions and injury, this is the first time Wisconsin has had their complete secondary, the top 4 DBs in the starting lineup at the same time. And excellent defensive back coverage there. Here's Brees. Looking for Standiford, and just a bit too long there. Nick Davis is back to return the punt at the 10-yard line. Scott Kerr is his 5th punt of the afternoon from the 50-yard line. Shanks it, wow. And we'll see where they spot the ball. It's at the 29-yard line. Here's Sorgi to pass, showing the good mobility and the ability to throw on the run to Chris Chambers. Final half minute to play in the 3rd quarter. On 1st down and 10, from the 47-yard line. It's like Sorgi's audibling at the line of scrimmage. Quick drop and a fire and complete to the 45-yard line. Chambers again. He fumbled. It's going to be Purdue ball. Purdue says they have the ball. They wait for the signal. Chris Clopton puts a hit on him that forced the fumble, which Adele recovered. Was it before or after it went out of bounds? And Wisconsin has really struggled when they've turned the ball over more than their opponents, going just 1-5 this season. Here's Breeze, but they'll take advantage right away. Up top for Sutherland with double coverage on the play. Mike Eccles all over Sutherland, able to break it up. A couple hours away from Green Bay, you see all the cheese heads there. Oh, here in Madison, a Breeze head instead. That's a great look. Happened to run into that gentleman in the lobby of our hotel last night. And amazing, we were able to find him among the 80,000 people here in the stadium today. Here's Breeze, gonna keep it himself. Chambers, 10 catches, 149 yards, but the costly turnover that is left to this possession. Back up in the air, did that hit the ground? Got Kurz to punt it away. Nick Davis is back foot from the 7. Davis will pick up a couple of yards. Kind of been a down year for Davis. We were expecting some more out of him in the productivity department. As it's Bennett trying the left side, not much there. That pass could have gone for big yardage to Nick Davis because he was wide open. Would have had plenty of room for a yak yards after the catch, but the Sorgi pass was high. Third downs continue to be a problem. Sorgi, but it is completed, and it's good for the first down. It's interesting, Mark Anelli, who has now 5 catches on the season, is their third-string tight end, and that's 2 more catches than Sigmund has, and he'd be their top pass catcher from that position. And if you combine all 3 guys, you get a Todd Christensen type guy who can do it all from the tight end position. You know, the size and the blocking and the pass-catching ability and the speed, etc., etc. Here's Sorgi now on the pressure, and he is buried at the 25-yard line. Dave Alvarez added that, you know, hey, we've had lots of excuses if we wanted to use him. And he's been so impressed by the character of these kids that they haven't relied upon him. They continue to focus here on the Boylan. That pass looking sideline to Nick Davis. And they say yes, a completion.
It wasn't a completion. Incompletion, out of bounds.
It's been an excellent football game on a picture-perfect October college football Saturday. Sorgi is dropped by Aiken Adele. That's the 5th sack. Adele has 5 sacks on the season. He had 11 last year. Vinny Sutherland going to give it a try. And he scoots out for maybe 3. 21-17, 17th ranked Purdue lead. I'll tell you what, with Purdue controlling destiny in the Big Ten, great call. Drew Brees carries the football. 10:29 to go here in the 4th. They keep it on the ground. This time they give it to Monfrero. Breaks 1 tackle. And it looks like there was motion there on the line of scrimmage, and the flag comes late. Could have been Wendell Bryant.
Offside, defense. 5-yard penalty, resolve the penalty, first down.
We just talked about the Penn State game. Breeze came out and said, hey, we need to take pride. Offense, defense, special teams. Drew Brees showing off his leadership off the field by making some of those comments.
Well, he's certainly the E.F. Hutton of the offense. I mean, when he speaks, people are going to listen.
And Lowe is stopped there by Joey Boze. And we asked Drew Brees this week about why he went public with some of his problems with his own special teams.
I wanted guys to just kind of be held accountable, and I wanted us to take more pride in what we were doing in the kicking game, because I think we really needed a wake-up call. We needed somebody to step forward and say, hey, this isn't going to fly anymore.
He's gambled a lot. He's put a lot on the line. And if it's going to come from someone, want to come from a great player and a terrific kid like Drew Brees. Here's 3rd and 7. Brees is on a move, throwing right as he is rolling to his left. Here's Travis Dorsch from 44 yards away. Nice kill. And he connects. Dorsch only focusing on the place-kicking duties. And he is good from 44 yards away. 7:56 to play in the 4th quarter, and the Badgers will get the football. Nick Davis thought about it, now he'll bring it out. Let's see if it was a mistake or not. Davis, a seam up the middle. What a return by Nick Davis! And he brings it out to the 38 and brings life back into the house that is Camp Randall. Let's go to an update from Dave Ryan on the field.
All right, Steve, thanks a lot. We talked to one running back legend in Ron Day, and here's another from Purdue, Leroy Keys, who's now an administrative assistant with the team. Leroy, you're on the only Purdue Rose Bowl team back in 1967. What would it mean for the Boilers to go back this year?
It'd be fantastic. We've waited almost 30-plus years for this opportunity, and I believe that the young men know what is ahead, but we're taking it one game at a time. I think Purdue has had its share of seconds, and it would be one fantastic moment for Purdue University to see Drew Brees win it.
Great to see you.
Thank you very much.
To answer your question about whether that was a bad decision to run it out, the answer is no.
Thank you. After the fact, and it's Bennett, the ball carrier. Now over 100 yards in every game but one. Last week when actually won at Michigan State. That's so surprising as Bennett is the ball carrier again down to the 43-yard line with 6.5 to play. Last year, Purdue dominated statistically, outgained Wisconsin by 200 yards. The year before, outgained them by 340 yards, and yet Purdue lost both of those games. Matt Mitrione appeared to be offside, and maybe he's lining up offside, as the Wisconsin coaches told us.
Encroachment on the defense.
Well, you see
5-yard penalty.
He keeps having the same argument in terms of somebody flinching.
Only rushing 4. Here's Sorgi. Had a chance to dump it off. He wanted to, and it's Chris Chambers breaking away. And Chambers stumbles down. He was untouched, and for the 3rd time today, he slips down by his own account. I wonder if there's something on that turf right there that makes it a little slip, a little extra slip. Quick throw is complete to Nick Davis. He's inside the 10, started at the 38. Best field position starting in the afternoon. Now they look to make it pay off. Michael Bennett bounced down to the 5. Purdue by 7. This is a 3rd down and 2. Sorgi gonna hand it off. Nothing doing. Michael Bennett. Sorgi off the play action. It's wide open if he wants it. He passes it. Touchdown! It's John Sigmund. Complete for the touchdown, and we're an extra point away from a tie game. And for John Sigmund, it's his first touchdown of the season for the senior. The all-important extra point from Vitaly Pisetsky. And he's got it. Vinny Sutherland from the 2 for Purdue. To the 20, what a move. And he's out to the 31-yard line, and that's where Brees will take over. Here's Brees on the quarterback draw, pickup of maybe 1 on the play. Purdue's last win here in Madison came back in 1988. And they were looking good until Sorgi connected with Sigmund, the tight end. Here's Brees connecting with his own tight end. It's Tim Stratton. Mind, Wisconsin plays an extra game this year at Hawaii on the end of their schedule. They'll need to get to 7 victories to be bowl eligible. Just 6 won't do it for them. So they're playing for a bowl as well. Here's Brees, and his pass is incomplete. Looking to go to Stanford, who laid out a bit that time, but the pass was off. 2.5 to go in the 4th. Tied at 24. Here's Brees on 2nd and 10. Complete crossing pass to Stanford, and he's upended. Now it's different playing at Wisconsin than playing any place else in terms of crowd noise and ability to win on the road here at Wisconsin. Travis Ford thinking he might get a chance. And that pass goes incomplete. Brees under real pressure for one of the few times today. Dorsch won't get a chance, at least not for now. Scott Kurz is on to punt it away. And Kurz needs a good punt and gets one. Nick Davis away. What a punt it is by Kurz. Hey, the famous 5th quarter here in Madison normally comes after the 4th quarter. Today it might come after overtime. Hand it off up the middle. Try to get some operating room, but Michael Bennett picks up a yard. A Purdue loss today would certainly shake things up in the Big Ten, considering the Boilermakers are the only team right now that controls their own destiny. On 2nd down and 10, trying to break it is Bennett, and this time he does get them from running room out to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 now. Sorgi to pass under pressure, and he will be dropped at the 7-yard line. Gilbert Gardner got him. Travis Dorsch, in case you're thinking about it, his career long is a 47-yard field goal. Got a 45-yarder to his credit. Purdue different. Here's Bennett trying to break it back. Good for a couple more yards. Two receivers out to the right. Bennett is the lone setback behind Sorgi. 3rd and 19 from the 11. As you would expect, it's Bennett on the ground. Turn the corner. He's got that kind of speed.
Oh, Steve, no. Oh, that's
out of
just
bounds.
awful.
With 53 seconds left in a tie game. Stanton gets it away. The beauty of a spiral. Sutherland trying to make a Willie Mays-type catch over his shoulder. That's a bounce, and it is down at the 11-yard line. A 58-yard punt. First and 10 from the 13. If anybody can get him down the field, it's Drew Brees, and they have no timeout. Brees firing across the middle, and it's complete inbounds. 18 Simpson on the reception.
Just goes to show how good this guy is.
First down. Here's Brees, not spiking anything. Brees stepping up, and that's punched down at the 36-yard line by Eric Malik. 8 seconds left.
I mistook myself, Steve. They didn't have a timeout left.
Here's Brees now. Final play regulation. And nearly had Standiford down the middle. Joey Bozay broke it up. 60 minutes complete. It's far from sudden death in the normal, what you consider sudden death, but in terms of winning and losing the schedule this season, it could be sudden death for either of these two teams. A handoff to Michael Bennett. So sudden death even when it's not sudden death overtime. Here's Jim Sorgi. He's been terrific all day. Sorgi, corner of the end zone. Double coverage on Chris Chambers, his top receiver all day. Again, if they fail here, they'll be able to kick a field goal and then see what Purdue can do with the football. Fumble the snap, although the whistle might have blown before the snap, and flags fly.
They're going to move 5 yards back. Purdue was coming with the blitz, and they shook up the offensive lineman at the last minute with their movement.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense. 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
For 3rd and 15, and again, they can get a first down. They get the necessary yardage from the 30. Pressure, sack by Aiken Adele. 3rd sack of the afternoon. Adele is putting on a clinic.
Now, if I'm Purdue, I don't have 11 men up there. I'm wondering about a possible fake.
Again, his career long is 54. They're calling it now a 58-yard field goal attempt by Vitaly Pisetsky. High snap, it's brought down, and it's blocked.
Happy picks it up and goes.
That's up by Purdue. Woodyard got the sideline. Touchdown. What a way to finish this one. A 27-yard return by Ashante Woodyard. Matt Mitrione made the block on the Pisetsky 57-yard field goal attempt, and the high snap had to hurt that.
Certainly, Steve, but again, as everybody is aware of, the football cognoscenti know that when you just go on a field goal like that, you know it's going to have a low trajectory. It's second-guessing now, but why not go for it? I know it's 4th and 1 million, but you might as well give it a shot.
Let's go down to the field and Dave Ryan.
Joe, you said it a moment ago.